The back strap, I did it in this color. Let me show you how I do this. All you have to do is, you can choose any color you like. First you make a knot, and then I chain 6. Up to you, you can chain 5, chain 6, chain 7. But if you have already, like let's say for example you chain 6, you should have 5 half double crochet every row. If you're gonna chain 5, you're gonna have 4 half double crochet every row. Okay, so this is just an example. Your width and the length is up to you, how long you want it to be, and this one how wide you want it to be. Okay, so I just yarn over, go to the second stitch from the hook. This is the hook, this is the first stitch, this is the second stitch, and I just do half double crochet. So the length is up to you, whether you want to chain 6, chain 8, or chain 3. I think chain 3 should be too narrow. I think preferable should be like chain 5 or chain 6. Once you're at the end of the row, you chain 1, turn your work, go back to that first stitch and continue with your half double crochet. So make sure you count your stitches. If let's say you have 5 half double crochet in the first row, then you better make sure you have 5 half double crochet in every row. If not, it won't come out consistent and your back strap won't look nice. So this is how I do the back strap. You continue until you have something like this. This is not long enough. I'm going to make it like a backpack strap, you know, not the sling strap. So once I come to the length that I want, then I will sew it onto the palm of the hand. So I'll come back to you once I have this done and show you how I sew it onto the hand. Okay, I've got the back strap to the length that I want. So this back strap, I mean, there are some who did the back strap for this hand and the other hand like this. I am doing it like a backpack. So I'm going to put this here, sew this here, and this part I'm going to sew it onto this back feet here. Since I did wrongly, improvise, do some cover up. So I'm going to sew it here to make it look like, you know, actually I really meant to make it into a backpack, but since I accidentally make 4 feet, I might as well just sew it on the feet. It's way easier to sew it here than to sew it on the fur. So I'm gonna sew it here. So it's gonna look like this from here all the way to here. This kind of backpack. So here I think I'm just gonna sew it like this, just like this. Then I'll see how, I mean, if the back is, I don't think I should sew all the way here. I should sew until here. Well, later I'll see how we can still improvise. And now let me show you how I sew the back strap to the hand. First, I would go look for the starting point here. This is the part where I start to do back crochet on the back loop. So can you see this line? This is the front loop, so it starts here. So I am going to sew this right here at this very spot. So I'll use a tapestry needle, because this back strap there's no front or back, because when we crochet it's to and fro, so there's no front or back. You can put your finger here, there's no stuffing yet. And just based on this line, so I'm going to poke it here over to the other side. Okay, that's nice. So once you have it stabilized, you go back to that same stitch, then you go to the next stitch like this. Then I'll put my needle here and go through this part. Then again go through the back strap, go into the back, and go to the next stitch. This is the back and next stitch. And again go back onto the back strap, and the next stitch you just go into the back. Okay. From here we go upwards. Make sure when you sew, you don't sew until the back here. You know, because it's kind of difficult to hold as for now. So here when I poke this in, I make sure it doesn't go through the back, doesn't go all the way to the back. I think it's way better to sew than to glue this on, unless you have very powerful glue where you're very sure it won't come off. Because if you're going to use this bag, you're going to carry heavy stuff, well, chances of it coming off very high. Once in a while, put your hand inside to check that you did not actually sew this part as well. Then from here, I would move to the middle. I would go into the hand and come out on the back. And make very sure you didn't accidentally pick up this side. In the middle here, just do one stitch will do, and then you go back to the side. And this is how I sew in a rectangle here. So it is very secure. If you are not sure whether you will carry the weight of your bag, you can do this like few more rounds. Do this, sew here, few more rounds. But I guess the more you sew, the more you can see your stitch. It's best that, I think one round should be enough. Well, normally crochet bags, I just don't have the heart to carry too heavy. Especially if the bag you made it yourself, you know, handmade, and it feels kind of Ouch. If you carry something heavy. There, look at that, it's nicely fastened. Then put this back into that same stitch. And just leave it there because I'm going to tie a knot. You can tie a knot with the magic ring. Oh, I can't find the magic ring. Okay, tie a knot with the magic ring. Now you can turn it inside out if you want. Tie a knot with the magic ring tail. Okay, and now we can add fur. Okay, we can hide all this inside first, you know, while we are doing the fur. Not all this will be in the way. Especially this one, I need this to sew the hand onto the back. So now you just grab your fur, the same color fur. I'll go back to this same stitch here. You pull the tail inside like this, and then wait. Oh, I should tie a knot first before I put everything inside. Let me see. Okay, this is to sew, and this is the tail from just now, the extra. So just tie a knot. Okay, now hide everything inside again, including this side, including this tail, because it will get in the way. Hide it all inside. Then use your finger, hold the opening here. See, like this is easier to hold. And you just add fur. Go to the next stitch, pull up a loop, then you do your single crochet. You can do single crochet or you can also do slip stitch, but I think single crochet makes it pops up more, makes this part thicker. So you continue to do this until you come to the end here, the end of the row here. Once you are here, the tail, you can just pull it in, tie a knot, something like this. Isn't that lovely? Then you give the fur some rubbing, because when you're doing single crochet, some of the fur is hiding in between the knot, the single crochet. So give it a rub and it will become like this. So it comes up from, you see all this single crochet, see the fur is hiding inside the single crochet. So give it a rub and the fur will pop out. So I'll come back to you once both hands are ready. Okay, I'm gonna add stuffing, not much, not too much, so long it's kind of pop up a bit. I have both hands done. Okay, now let's sew one away. you're going to face, let me see, the opening is here, the hand should be around here, so I should, this one faces, I do not want it to face this one, I want it to face like this so that when you carry it you can see the hand on the strap nicely. So which means I should bend it this way. Okay, oops, can't really see, just make a few stitches. Oh no, whoops. So far, are you having fun making this bag? Well, I know I am. I can't wait to see the final result. I'm always so anxious to, can't wait to finish it. So I've sewn this side to remind myself it's supposed to attach like this. This one goes upwards here. Now the critical part is how I'm gonna hold it. Yes, it's not gonna be easy. Oops. Okay, let's see. Here, this is facing the right way. Then I'm gonna make stitches here, going in and out. I think I'll do it off camera because chances of me knocking at the knocking over the phone is kind of high. So I hope you get what I mean. This is the hole, the opening. You're gonna put the hand here. Make sure this one faces this way because you want the hand to go up, like hanging on to this. And here I already like flatten it. So I know I'm supposed to sew it like this to the back. It's kind of big, so I can't really hold it like this. I need to put it near my body to sew. So I'll get back to you once I have it nicely fastened. Okay, I've joined this nicely over here, like this. So hopefully now it looks like it has 2 legs. And it still look 4, right? So this is from the back. And this is the front. And now, since I have attached the hand, the leg and the button and the tail, now let's add in the back lining. You just get a rectangle back like this, just put it in, make sure you sew all around here and not here. This is for the head, this is the opening of the back. Mine, the head will be here, face this way. I've seen some, they face the other way, they want this side to be the buttock, that's why it's bulged out. But I find that if I put the head facing this way, and this is where you put the things, your head will kind of always tilt to the back. I'm not sure, because here the back looks like this is going, you know. Then this is kind of belly, the button, the belly, the stomach. Now, you can watch me try this way and see how And because I find most people will put the head this side, the tail the other side, means they open their bag from the back, at the back of the amigurumi, at the back of the ship. Mine is in front, so the head is here, this is the front, this is the front, but for most this is the back. So I do not want my bag to open at the back. I want this to be on me. You know, when you carry your bag like this is on your body, and here it's nothing, it's the whole ship. Okay, so now here you just slot this in, make sure you stitch it around here. Let me just show you part of it. Okay, this is extra. I have extra here, which means that it's way bigger. So I'll just start from here. Actually, I can just start from anywhere. I just want to show you. You just stitch you make one stitch on this back lining and one stitch on the back, and when you pull you can't see the stitches. That's the best part about hand sew. If you are going to use machine sew, you will have one line of thread. So here, so long you do one stitch on the back and one stitch on the back, one stitch on the lining, and when you pull you cannot see the stitches. Same goes for the hand, see? Actually, if I were to hold it this way, you can see this is where I stitch, but once I pull from the inside, I stitch and then pull, stitch and pull, so this fur and this fur kind of join. So you will see as if, nope, there's no join there. From here you can actually see. So actually hand sew is way better. If glue, I'm not sure how long it would last and what kind of glue you should use, because this is gonna be heavy when you put things inside and you keep carrying it like this. This is gonna be, you know, it's gonna break. So that's why it's better to hand sew it. So I'll come back to you once I have this nicely fastened, and we can go ahead and do the head and the ear, and that's the last part. Okay, I've already sewed it nicely here all around. This part here, you just leave it. You can still see the crochet part because the back is only sewn here. Here I just leave it because this is where I'm going to attach the head. So when you put your hand inside, the back is actually big enough. This lining back is big enough to put as wide as this back, I would say. So now let's continue with the head and the ear. Let's set this aside. I think I should do the ear first. If you have, you can use some light pink. I only have this pink at the moment with me, which is a dual color yarn. It's a mixture of white and pink. I think it's kind of nice to have the inner ear looks like this, like, you know, kind of pinkish but not the whole thing pink. The choice is yours, the color. You can use back the same color as the hand and the body, or you can choose a pinkish yarn for the inner ear. Okay, now let's do the ear first. before I proceed with the head, and that's the final one. So this is how the yarn look like. It's actually partly pink and partly white. Okay, for the ear, gonna start off with a magic circle. You pull up a loop and make a knot. And this ear, the whole ear is all about half double crochet. So I'm going to do 6 half double crochet into the magic ring. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Pull this tight, and now from now on you work only on the back loop because we need to add fur. So you go to the first stitch, only on the back loop. I am going to do increase. Increase means 2 half double crochet into that same stitch. So this is 1. Whoops, did I use, oh wait, that is not the back loop. Is it? Oh yeah, here. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 2 half double crochet into the same stitch. That makes 1 increase. Remember, go into the back loop, only on the back loop. So I should have 12 stitches in this row because I started with 6 and I did increase. I think it looks pretty cool with this partial pink and partial white thing instead of the whole ear pink. Well, that's my opinion. And now row 3. Row 3, I'm going to do half double crochet followed by an increase. So you do half double crochet, and next you do increase. Increase means 2 half double crochet into that same stitch. Half double crochet, increase, 1 set. You're going to do 6 sets of this. Remember, it's only on the back loop. And this is the last set. So this row we're gonna have 18 stitches. Now row 4. Row 4 gonna do 2 or should I say half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. This is 1, this is 2, and you do an increase. Oops. One, 2, increase. It's all half double crochet. This is 1 set, and you're going to do 6 sets of this. Now the last set. 1, 2, and increase. So you're going to curl a bit like this. And now the row, we're going to go to row 5. Row 5, and going to do single crochet in the next 3, followed by an increase. Increase means 2 half double crochet into that same stitch. 1, 2, 3, increase. This makes 1 set, and you're going to do 6 sets of this. And the last set, 1, 2, and 3, and increase. So now I'm going to go to that last stitch, do a slip stitch, chain 1, and pull tight. I forgot to leave a very long tail here. It's just this long, I'm not sure, because sometimes by the time you put your tapestry needle and you need some in the needle, and when you sew, you know, this will kind of come out from the needle because it's too short. Well, I hope this is long enough because I'm supposed to sew from here to here. Yes, it does look that it's enough, but we'll see. So because of this, here I'm gonna leave a slightly longer tail in case of anything. You know, just like amigurumi from the other side, I can go through this side to help this one out. Okay, now we're gonna add the fur. And yes, this one is not going to be dangling here because this is going to be the inner ear, and not like amigurumi where you can hide it inside the head, or you can hide this inside the head later on, but this is the middle of the inner ear. So I would rather just hide it a bit than cut it off. Hide it a bit and cut it off. Same goes for this, because earlier in that case, the back, I hide the tail inside the back, but now I can't because this is the inner ear. I'm supposed to sew the inner ear like this, and you are supposed to one glance look into the ear and say, whoa, look at that ear, and you cannot have this dangling inside. So I'm gonna do this instead. Let me find the first from here. I guess this is the first stitch. You pull up a yarn and chain one. So now when I crochet, I bring this tail along. So you put through here, bring this along, yarn over and do your single crochet. Bring this along until the very end, until you can't see this tail anymore. It's quite easy to hide this tail because it's fluffy yarn, and you will not notice where is the end. If you are hiding, you know, like this type, you will see, you will know where is the end of that. If you have done crochet before, I mean, you've done amigurumi before, you will know what I'm saying. You know, sometimes, especially when I'm doing shirt, clothes, blouse or shirt crochet, it's kind of difficult to hide the yarn, especially if it's like I'm changing colors. So if I do blouse, crochet blouse, I would try my level best to do it in one color. There was once I used all the leftover yarn and did a cardigan in multiple colors. I had a hard time hiding the yarn because as a cardigan, it's a long sleeve, I think, I can't remember, short sleeve, long sleeve. So when you hold up the cardigan or the blouse, you can see the inside and the outside, so there's no hiding place, you know. So which means when you hide your yarn, tie it together, especially when you change color, it has to be very nicely done. And I don't think I did a good job then. So here you just continue until the end here, and it will turn out like this. You can still see part of this here, unless you want to add fur all the way from here. You can still add fur here if you want, but I would think, like, you know, just let it be. In the animal kingdom, it should look like this, right? I've seen some of it with fur, just the back and then the front. Well, this is your choice if you want. I'm just showing you that I did until here. And here you will cover up just a bit, but can still see the inner ear. Or if you want the whole inner ear inside, and you do one more row of fur on this line. So I'll come back to you once I'm done with this ear. Okay, so when you come to the end of the row, you just cut the yarn. Oops, every time I cut the yarn, this comes out. So you cut the yarn. So now how you're gonna hide this is you use a tapestry needle and make it go through all this. Because it's floppy, you can't see that it's going through. Unlike the normal yarn, you need to see the single crochet, and when you pull one line across, that looks obvious, but with floppy yarn it doesn't happen that way. So you just pull and see, it hides nicely. So I will do one more time, it will hide all the way. Okay, make sure it doesn't come out here. You put your needle here and make it go through the tapestry needle. Make it go through, then you pull this and it disappears. Magic. So this is how I hide my fluffy yarn for the inner ear. So up to you whether are you going to do until here or just leave a gap like this. Okay, now let's set this aside and do the final part, the most interesting part, the head.